guys, we're back. Guys, we're so sorry that there was like a little break in the episode.
Unintentional, but it happened, and we apologize.
But we're back. Yeah. Welcome back, guys. Art of the Funny Girl podcast. You already know it's your girl Lo checking in.
This is Ray.
Period.
Y'all, I'm congested again. Let's just get the elephant. Call the elephant out, okay?
The elephant's in the room.
The elephant is here. I don't know what's going on. It's the pollen. It's the weather change. One day it's 80 degrees, and then tomorrow says it's going to have a high of 40. I don't know what's going on.
No, it definitely, there's a cold front on the horizon.
My God.
Sure.
So I am just fighting for my life. So please.
If you hear some boogers sniffling, it's Raina.
Have mercy.
It's Raina. It's Raina sniffling on the books.
Okay.
We need some hand sanitizer.
Oh
That's
my God.
We need sanitizer on the set. But yeah, the pollen, you know, guys, going into spring, of course, Atlanta, this is not the same pollen that we grew up with. This is a different strand of pollen.
It's different.
And in fact, I have been experiencing a breakout on my face. Like, I don't break out at all.
Like the finger? Is that the same thing that happened with the finger?
This is like a real breakout. Like,
I
don't
see anything.
No, it cleared up because I've been going ham with I've been trying to figure out what to do, and it seems like as soon as I took a Claritin, it cleared up. That's how I knew it was like an allergic reaction.
I can't do the Claritin.
Why? Regular Claritin?
It doesn't do anything for me. I've tried them all, and I only take Benadryl because it knocks me out, and at least I can sleep through the misery of being congested.
I can't do Benadryl. I can't do Zyrtec. I can't do any of those. I'm serious.
Is it on the same track as the narcotic, the
opioids? No, this is a true story. I took Zyrtec one time. I was in 10th grade. My allergies were really bad, and it got prescribed to me, and I took it, and I went to sleep. And I literally, you know how Alice in Wonderland had like that fever dream, like the whole movie is like a fever dream.
Holistic.
I'm so serious. I was like, I can't take this anymore. And
did you see the Cheshire Cat?
Yes, I don't know what happened, guys, but it was really bad. And then I woke up and I told my dad about it, and Dad said that the word pharmaceutical. Now listen, he said the word pharmaceuticals in Greek means spirit. He said it's like a spiritual thing. For real. And he was like, that's why you can't.
But you taking Claritin D.
Because it's different types. Like that one, that particular one. Guys, look it up. Look it up. It's like pharma means something in the spirit realm or something like that.
A word for everything.
And so, yeah, seriously, he knew things though. He was very intelligent. And so, yeah, that's why I don't take Zyrtec. I only take Claritin and Claritin D. So Claritin, if you want to sponsor us, you can sponsor this episode sponsored by Claritin D.
Well, maybe if you want to, I'll try it again.
If the price is right.
All right.
No, seriously, it works for me. But anyways, so we wanted to take a minute to go through some of the comments that we got because we just appreciate you guys so much for supporting us.
You guys were so nice.
All across the world.
All the comments were super, super nice and encouraging.
So on our last episode, Kendra Miller 1234 said that this episode was so good and right on time for me. I enjoyed listening. And then someone else said this one really touched me because I was like, man, this is what I'm talking about. Job/workplace trauma is real. I had a pretty terrible corporate experience a few years ago that had me crying nearly daily before they fired me. In that period, God reminded me that I don't need to prove how tough I am and how much trauma I can endure in order to feel worthy of his grace and blessings. Period.
Wow.
I know that's right.
And then I definitely want to shout out I Am Chelsea Hall on YouTube. She said, congrats on 100 subscribers, y'all. Been tuned in since season 1 and so happy you guys are back. So we appreciate you, Chelsea, and everyone else who's been with us since day 1 and supporting us on the relaunch. And the response has been
just amazing. Yeah. And also just bringing conversations that everybody can relate to, you know, like, you know, my best friend, Juju, who is basically my brother. People be like, oh, y'all got a brother? People that know there's no difference in the blood, but, you know, his mom, she shared that she's leaving her job and that the episode like really inspired her. So shout out to you, Mom. Thank you for always supporting us. And so anyways, we're just here getting caught up and there's been so much going on. First of all, I am doing something. I can't announce it yet. I'm not going to announce it till I'm done.
What you doing? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
But
You guys will know soon. You guys will know soon.
so
Lois switching it up on us, okay?
if there was a definition for pivot, if you looked up pivot in the dictionary, you would see me there. Like and as a matter of fact, seriously, someone asked me that yesterday. Someone was like,
God.
this is for real. Somebody DM'd me yesterday and was like, Lo, I'm thinking about leaving my career.
Yeah.
And I am afraid of pivoting. Like, I'm really afraid. Yep. And how do you take a leap of faith and not feel afraid? And one of the things I was telling her as I was like writing this to her, it was really ministering to my own self. Like, I was ministering to myself, and I was just basically telling her, like, I want to get everything in this life that God has for me, period. And my prayer has always been, I don't want fear to keep me from getting that. So if I feel, first of all, you have to pray about it, and you have to really pray. And Giles, we were just talking about this with Giles, our producer. He was like saying how he was just praying for confirmation for certain things. And that's my biggest thing. I'm like, Lord, okay, I want to do this. I feel a pull to do this. Yeah. Give me clarity and give me courage to do it. Yes. But what I never want to do is look back at my life and be like, dang, I could have did this. I could have did that. I could have did this. I could have did that. Yeah. And I let fear pigeonhole me and not allow myself to leap, take a leap of faith. So that was really my advice to her. Like, look, so true. You gotta get. And she was saying how basically she's in television news, and she's like a really huge in her market. She's a huge anchor, and her whole family is like, you were graced to do this. Like, you have an anointing on your life to be a news anchor and this and that. But she's like, I feel called to do other things, else. But when people look at me like, oh, she used to be on the news and now she don't. Yeah, she's not on it anymore. I would always say that, because when you have interests and so many different things and things that you actually do well, it's hard. Like, it's an identity crisis almost. I feel like some people who feel like, I don't know what my purpose is, or when it's time to go to college, like, I don't know what I want to major in. I don't know what I want to do. Mm-hmm. That's a problem in and of itself. But nobody really talks about when you have so many things you want to do and you're trying to identify yourself like, I'm just this or I'm just that. Yeah. And that for me was a struggle for a long time, because there's a lot of different things that I like to do and I do well. And it's like, well, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, what? And I realized over time, as I've gotten older, I can do everything. What is something that you would go back and tell your freshman self so Raina went to Valdosta State. Put that Ivana bitch down. Raina, please. Put the liquor up. That's what I would have said. And go to class. Give your life back to Christ. You're straying. We're straying. Father, we're straying. Father, we're straying. Oh my God. No, for real. Okay. Let me think. What I would have I never was like shy or had a lack of confidence, but I definitely didn't feel like the star in my own life. Mm-hmm. Like, I think I was looking at other people that were in clubs and excelling on campus, and they seemed super smart, and I just felt like I was in a different league. Like, I didn't qualify, even though I knew probably in the back of my head. Even though I knew probably in the back of my head that I didn't put forth the effort that I should have put forth, because I already counted myself out. That's real. And also, I think my choice of college, I would have changed, because I also felt like I went to a PWI and I didn't have, like, the structure wasn't there for me to succeed. And so I probably would have done what you did, was like probably go to an HBCU or something that was maybe closer to home. I think I wanted to hurry up and go as far as possible, which I went to Valdosta, Georgia. I didn't go to New York. I went to, Valdosta's good enough. I know, Tallahassee's pretty, like, 3.5 hours. Yeah, so I it's a lot of different things that I would have done differently that I think would have had a major impact on my success at college, because I ended up dropping out. If you guys don't know, I dropped out my junior year. Well, going into my junior year, so I could have finished, but I mean, it's not for everyone. And me and Greg have this conversation all the time. Like, we come from a family of educators. My husband was an educator for 13 years. He just stopped teaching in October to transition into several other career paths. And so education is very much so important. But I think the way that we look at education has changed, especially when you talk about college and you talk about, the era that we're in now, where you can learn different things online, or you can learn different things much faster. Yeah, through books and stuff. And that's not to say you can't further your education, because there's sometimes where I feel like I think about going back to school for certain things, and not necessarily to obtain a degree, but just to get other skills. Right? Or just to further what I'm interested in. For example, with marketing and public relations, I was thinking to myself, like, man, maybe I'll take a course. Like during COVID, I was thinking about taking an online course just because there was nothing, nothing to do. But I was like, I love this subject and I want to learn more about it so I can have more to bring to the table. But I don't think I look at college or higher education as
unless you're trying to be a doctor, or
like
something that's super specialized. That's like, my God.
But what I will say is that the network that my college experience gave me and the relationships was above all the most important thing.
More valuable than the degree. Like if you have a bachelor's degree at this point, it's amounts to nothing. It's depending on the arena you're trying to go into. Sometimes it's like that means that high school diploma.
Everybody has a different opinion. Like, so our best friend Tasia, she's currently at Columbia. Shout out to her. She's in the Columbia Business Program. And, I admire her for that. But we were talking about this and she was also saying like the business school is about relationships because then you leave business school. You have these relationships with your classmates and with other companies that you develop. And so it's just an engine to get you to where you want to be. But,
you have all these people that also open businesses because y'all went to school together.
Correct.
And now you have
you just have like a network
and a connection into other businesses or whatever.
Yeah, you can tap into it. But my thing with how we're raising our children is just like, I want you to be great. Whatever you decide to do, you need to be great in it. I'm not condoning or co-signing just sitting around and twiddling your thumbs. But if Jace came to me and was like, Mom, like I really want to do X, Y, and Z, and she was putting in the work to get there, whatever that path looks like, let's do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you say, Mom, I want to be a content creator or whatever, whatever, once she reaches that point in life, whatever is, on her heart to do at that time, we need to figure out what the pathway is to get there and how you can be the most successful. Honestly, this is just a foreshadowing. If she said, I want to go into real estate and I want to, learn how to invest.
Come on,
seriously. If she said, Mommy, I want to be like Greggy and, get some real estate under my property. Real estate is an engine to wealth. Yes, and that's what I'm realizing right now. I'm like,
it is.
This is how, for all my white brothers and sisters, this is how a lot of others gain their wealth. And Black people, but I'm just saying for centuries, you see that, and they use like life insurance policies and they use different things to acquire property and build wealth. And so I think that honestly, it's eye-opening to see like, yo, why isn't anyone telling us this? Like telling our young Black kids like, yo, if you go into real estate and you do you can make a little bag, and then you can take that capital and invest
I think people say it, but they don't know how to. It's hard to direct. So, because now you have a lot of life experience and you've been successful at a lot of different things. Yeah. So your relationship with Jace, for example, and being able to lead and push her to do the thing that she wants to do, you have a little bit more weight.
That's true.
For that. Yeah. People be like, why don't you do that real estate thing? Like,
like what is going on?
How? Like, you know what I'm saying? Tell me where to go and what to do.
Do that
little real estate thing, nephew, that you say you know what I'm saying? It's like they don't have the tools to even pass down to you. But one thing, and I love what you said about that, like being able to say, okay, if this is what you want to do, let's do it. Let's figure out what it takes to make this happen, and let me help you and guide you, and let's do it. Let's do it for real.
Yeah.
But also, I think that there's something graceful in giving your kids space to fail and space to like wander, not wander, but like, I thank God for the time that I had to kind of figure myself out, and that I never felt pressure for mom or dad like I wasn't living up to
what they wanted me
standard.
To be. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, I wish you would have stayed in school. I wish, it would have worked out. But if you really feel like that's not where you need to be, come on. Mom packed up the van and came and got me. That night I said, Mama, come get
it for me.
And but she came within a matter of a couple of days and came and got me. So I do feel like it has to be a sweet spot. Like
I think there has to be a sweet spot, because I feel like in my parenting journey right now, I think you and we have always been the type of kids, and we were the type of kids that we were self-motivated.
Yes.
And we didn't need mom and dad to be on top of us, like, get your work done, get an A, get a B. Like that was something that we wanted for ourselves, that we saw for whatever our inspiration was at that time. We had our own motivating factors to,
goals.
Our own goals. Very young. very early on. Like we got
true.
involved in clubs, we got involved in all these things because we wanted to do it.
Yep.
And one of the things that I'm learning is that every child is different and every child needs different things and different support.
Yes.
And so for Jace, for example, Jace, shout out to my baby, shameless plug. She just made the 6th grade.
Yeah, because guess what? Genetics. Let me tell you.
Please.
Volleyball. DST. Step team. Baby.
Shut up. No, she made the 6th grade cheerleading squad. And me and Greg were really talking about this because this was the first time from Jace, with her being 10 years old, that she was like, this is something that I want.
And she went for
it.
it.
She had to put the work in. And I would tell her all the time, because as a mom, I want it for her because I know she wants it.
Right.
But I'm watching her and I'm like, Jace, you have to do it.
Yeah.
And so this was such a lesson for her, where it was like, whether I make it or don't make it, the ball is in my court.
Yep.
And I can't, my parents can't put in the work for me. I want to be on this team with my friends.
Yep.
So every day she was coming home and practicing. And one of the things I was teaching her was like, we all were teaching her really, was that you can't just give up. Like she would come home and be discouraged and be like, man, practice didn't go well today. I'm like, okay.
You got to practice tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
And when you go back tomorrow, I'm like, do you still want it? She's like, yes, I still want it. I'm like, okay. So you got to get in there and go. And if you mess up, you got to keep going. And so I wasn't at the finals, but Greg was telling me, he was like, Laurel, I watched her through the window and she messed up and she kept going. She was like in it. So I think as a mom, this was my first experience watching my child be like, all right, you have to learn this one on your own. Like,
how was it for you? Like, how did you feel?
I felt nervous.
That she wanted it, and like
my hands were sweaty. Yo,
see, that's for me. It's like sometimes I'll be more nervous. Like my kids, they don't even know. They just figured out they here. But
I'm screaming.
When we had like the doctor, for example, when it's time for like shots and stuff, I'm like, la 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 la. Like I'm not getting the shot, but it's like
I walk out.
Yeah, I'm like, what shot? You know, I tell him that he be at the table. I'm behind. I'm going like this.
I can't do it.
Facing the wall. So like for you, you had just as much anxiety, probably more.
I think this was a lesson for me too, where it's like there are going to be many other instances where I cannot take the weight for Jace. Yeah. I cannot do, like, even when I think about us having kids and like mom, what it was like for mom to be in the room with like us giving birth. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, when I gave birth to Jace, I was in so much pain, and I'm like, as a mom, my mom cannot absorb that pain for me. She can't be like, all right, I'm a, so for me,
said, I could do it.
Literally, she would do it. But our mom is the type of person. Like,
she's a doer.
She's a doer. That's her love language. So she will do anything for you. Like if you call her and you be like, Mom, I'm on the side of the road, she's gonna come get you. She's gonna drive an hour and come get you. But for me, I had to learn, like, this is something that she wants. She has to do it on her own. Yep. And if she doesn't make it, I'm gonna be crushed. But then how do I support her? So, but because she did make it to the team, I think this was such a win for her, where she's like, all right, this is what happens when you want something and you don't give up and you try again. I can succeed and get what it is what it is that I want. So yeah, it was tough because it's tough to see your kid like feel discouraged and still try to push them. Like, you cannot give up. You can't give up. This is something that you want. So to your point, I think it is a balance, but I also think that teaching kids perseverance is really important. It's really important because even if you don't go the conventional route or you don't pursue higher education on a certain level, anything you do, you have to have perseverance. Take, for example, Juju. We were just talking about him. I've watched Juju from the time I met him work as an artist, as a rapper, and put out project after project, and he could have easily given up. He could have easily been like, no, I'm ready for my time to be here, but I'm not. But he keeps putting out fire work, and he keeps moving toward his goal, and each year, each moment, he gets further and further along. But if you give up, you'll never know. So it's a tough lesson, but I don't want to raise kids who give up on themselves. I don't want to raise kids who.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
When the kid is 40 years old in the basement,
whose kid?
I'm just saying. the kid wants to do this thing.
Who is the kid? They're not a kid.
I'm just giving you a scenario because we're talking about the perseverance and try. At what point do you knock on the basement door and say, Walmart is hiring? I need you to put the speakers down and bag up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that tough love to be like, this ain't do. Or if you want to do this, you need to also
First
do
of all,
Walmart
let's
part-time.
dissect that, because number one, at 40, you're no longer a kid. Now let's start there.
You're talking about the kid.
At 40,
you're talking about somebody trying to pursue the career.
First of all,
but like, what? How do you tell them this ain't? Let's talk about pivoting. Let's pivot.
I think it's always important to be introspective. You have to be introspective.
You think the 40-year-old in the basement is not introspective?
At 40 years old, you're not a kid, and you're not going to be in my basement, and you're not going to be down there twiddling drumsticks, trying to.
But the mama done let him. My baby trying to be a rapper,
and that's fine. Yeah. But that's not going to be my. And that's not going to be my ministry.
Okay,
and that's okay for them.
No kid of mine.
The Lord said that will not be my portion, because one thing about it, I definitely feel like, okay, I'll give you an example. I'm a content creator. I'm an entrepreneur. I am, all these different things. However, I'm not afraid to pivot into anything else. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if I'm making money as a content creator and it's kind of slow or whatever, like I have done, I went and got a job as a project manager. So now I'm doing both, because I also think that you have to sustain yourself, and you have to be able to provide for yourself. Yep. But you also have to follow your dreams. So it's like a song and dance. Now, if you don't subscribe to that, that's fine. But I feel like your dreams are important, and so is your livelihood. I have children. Yeah. I can't sit around and not be able to provide for my children and handle my responsibilities. But I also want to create, and I also want to, make my dreams come true. Yep. The other example I'll give is there's so many content creators who, when they first started, and even now, they work in 9 to 5s, and then they work in 5 to 12s. You know what I mean? I got to work this 9 to 5. Like, I know a content creator who's very successful. She's a elementary school principal. She teaching the kids, principal and the kids from 9 to 4, and then she's coming home, and on the weekend she's doing her content. Yeah. So I think it's all about, one, introspective, and also like, again, the song and dance and the balance of like, you can follow your dreams. That's fine. But you still have to be able to.
But you're 28 and you need to get a job.
Yeah, but even still, so many creatives are working in other fields that they don't necessarily care for, because they got to fund their life and fund their dream. Yeah. Sometimes your dream needs funds. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the reality of the situation.
I saw a video where a guy was talking about complacency, and he was saying like, he was basically talking about the order of different levels of income and like building wealth. And he was like, the bottom tier is like basically people that are just working to live, and you're not, you don't have any investments, you don't have whatever. And he was saying it could be something as simple as somebody who's been a forklift driver at a company for 4 years. And it's like, oh, I have 40 years experience. He's like, no, you have 2 weeks of experience, and you have 39 years of complacency. Because he was like, because in the 40 years that you was a forklift driver, you could have studied and been a doctor. You just don't want to learn a new skill. You don't want to do anything different. You're saying, I'm in this place, and this is where I want to stay. Yeah. And it's, if that's your choice, then that's your choice. But if you're saying you want to do something and elevate yourself, you have 40 years to play with.
Yeah, to do it.
Yeah. And you want that forklift, baby. There wasn't nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like it's your life, and ultimately you are the captain of your life. Yep. And one thing that I have to like, it's a mental programming every single day, where it's like, I'm the captain of my own life, my own ship. Whether the ship rises or sinks, I'm responsible for that. You know what I'm saying? And also, like, you can lean on those around you to help propel you to where you need to go, but ultimately you have to look in yourself. And this is something that, again, Jace and I were having this conversation, and I was telling her, I was like, Jace, I want you to really listen to what mommy is about to say to you. I said to her, me, Greggy, and your dad, we can build you up and gas you up all day. Jace, you about to kill it. You about to do it. Da-da-da-da. But guess what? When you go in there and you have to do your tryouts and you have that number on, it's just you. Yep. So one thing that I'm trying to harp to her is the thing that I wish, maybe people were saying that to us, we just weren't listening. I don't know. But I leaned so much on dad affirming us and saying like, Lo, you look real, you look good, real, you looking sharp. He was just a words of affirmation person that losing him at 25 left me with trying to figure out, how do I affirm myself? Yep. When there's no one to call and there's no one to gas you up and to be like, oh, you're going to kill it, or you're going to da-da-da, or there's no one to pray for you or to encourage you. How are you doing that for yourself? Yeah. And so that's something that I'm trying to teach them early. So by the time she's in college or she goes on to do whatever it is she wants to do. She can walk in any room and do anything. Be like, I'm the bee's knees. Like I don't need anyone to confirm anything for me.
Yeah.
You know. And one other thing that I'll say on that is Deion Sanders is somebody that I admire greatly. And I watched his interview and he was saying how when he was playing football, his father was disinterested in coming to any of his games. He never came to any of his games. And his mom worked so much that she could never come. So he was like, I literally had to be my own cheerleader. I didn't have anyone in the stands looking, cheering me on or motivating me. Yeah. So that's why when people see him the way he is, like, oh, he's arrogant. No, the man didn't have nobody.
Right.
So he's going to be his own. Yeah, he's going to be his own number one fan. And honestly, I admire that because I sometimes feel like I'm looking to my husband to be like, oh, you got this, baby. You're going to do a good job. Or I'm looking to, before it was dad or whoever. Yeah. And now it's like, Laurel, I'll intentionally affirm myself because it's like you need to lean into your own voice. You know what I mean?
Say, look at you.
Yeah, look at you.
You know who you doing that? Jennifer Lewis.
Oh, I love her.
She be like, look at you.
Literally,
I
love
say
her.
What she say after that, but she be she be gassing herself. I feel like I didn't be doing that.
I feel like you have to.
I go to bed like,
You're disgusting. You're disgusting.
Look at you. Look at that back.
Look at that. It's getting wider and wider.
And I moved out about a couple of inches. Look at them arms. I went in the mirror this morning. I said like this. I said, this is gross.
Yo,
I can't.
You gotta stop. Think about that.
Oh my God, sorry,
think about that. Think about how negatively. Think about how negatively, how common it is for us to negatively speak about ourselves, right? Tearing ourselves down, yo. Nobody can tear me down worse than I tear me down. I'd be like,
I'm gonna get you a first.
Right, look at those breasts. They're at your kneecaps. Like it's like, yo, relax. That's enough. That is so sad. It's like literally like it's like, yo, you have really ruined yourself a new one all day. Like,
I'm gonna get to it first, baby. I'm gonna get to it first. But anybody else, I took care of it. Don't worry.
What was the positive thing that you said to yourself today? You ain't said nothing from the time your eyes opened. You've been disgusted. Like,
you know what? On a real tip, I'm really trying to think when the last time I said something nice to myself.
That's so not good.
Okay. We're in muddy waters.
That's so not
okay.
Good.
So now I have to intentionally get myself in the mirror and be like,
I write post-its. This is no lie. I write post-its on my bathroom. I write post-its on my bathroom mirror, and I write post-its in my Bible. And I literally will write notes to myself like, Laurel, you're doing a great job as a mom. You're being a great job as a wife. Remember that you can only do your best every day. Like, you have to say these things to yourself. And at first I used to think that was like some corny jargon that people just say. But it's true. Like, think about how much we're tearing ourselves down. You don't even need anybody else to say nothing to you because you already done ripped yourself up.
That's why Rashad, Rashad is like an overgasser. And I feel like he genuinely believes like I'm beautiful and stuff. But girl, I mean, it be giving straight up Fiona from Shrek. Like, it just be bad. He
not Fiona from Shrek.
You look sexy. I'm like, shut up. I do not look sexy.
That's not good.
I know, but I'm saying, I tell him, I was like, you don't have to lie. Like, it's okay. Like, we can just be regular.
Don't have to lie.
I was like, we can just go throughout the day. Like, you don't have to say anything. He's like, no, but I'm for real, babe. You look real.
I'm the other way around.
Turn around. I'm like, no. Matter of fact, I'm going to walk backwards. You're playing.
Matter of fact, oh my God, you're playing a game. You're putting Rashad through way too much over there. Like, it's really out of control.
He'd be like, no, for real. You're like, close it. Maybe go back.
I'm the opposite, though. I'm the opposite. Like, I feel like I'm very vocal. Like, I will tell Greg, like, yesterday he had on his shirt, and I was like, you look so nice. Like, you look very handsome. And he's like, oh, thank you. Like, that's me.
Is it a surprise to him when you compliment him?
I don't know. Like, I don't know, actually. You have to ask him that. I compliment him all the time because I'm a words of affirmation person.
I compliment him
all
the time. Let me think.
If he looks good, I'd be like, yo, babe, this is so funny. So we're always like looking at each other in the mirror, like checking ourselves out to see like if we lost weight, just take an inventory. And he had the flu last week, and so he didn't eat for like 2 days. So one day he came around the corner. I said, "Wait, come back real quick." I said, "You look skinny. What's going on? You need to eat." And he said, "Not you told me to come back." I was like, I'm just trying to figure out.
Wait, turn to the side.
When is the last time you ate? Like, you ain't ate in like 3 days.
Let me take your temperature.
Yo,
right. You're right.
Literally, he was like, "Baby, you are so funny." But he was looking.
Meanwhile, Rashad will not eat like one meal. He'd be like, "Oh, summer ready." I'm like, "Boy, you literally skipped breakfast. Cut it out."
Yo, that's a great segue into. I am starting the sardine diet. There's a box of sardines over there on the counter. Yes. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Giles is looking
like right now. The moment she says sardines.
Please tell the viewers what in the world is the sardine diet, because I'm over here confused.
Yo, y'all want me to get?
I'm gonna do oat Zempic.
I will get the box. I'll get the box.
Oat Zempic.
Look, you need to hold that.
I'm gonna circle back to oat Zempic
because everybody's on Ozempic. I'm telling you, I wish I could take
Zempic.
I heard what you said.
Okay, it's oats.
Is that a real thing?
Yes, it's a drink. They're calling it oat Zempic, but it's like a meal replacement. But it's like oats and lime and something and half a cup of water.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of that either.
Half a cup of water is crazy. Okay, so look, the sardine diet. This is a real thing, and it's actually been confirmed by several doctors. I was watching these videos on TikTok. TikTok is really
Dr.
where it's at.
Who said it?
So basically, for 72 hours, you do nothing but sardines, right? And you could do water. You have to do a lot of water. But sardines are jam packed with proteins and omega 3s, right? They are. They're jam packed with omega 3s and proteins. They're jam packed.
Girl, this is a commercial.
I'm so serious. And they can sponsor us too.
Sardines. What sardines? Who's sardines for the sponsors? From the ocean?
There's a brand called Wild Planet that they say is the best one to get it from. Seriously. I have the pack on the counter. This is real life. So, the sardines, you do it for 72 hours. The first can that you have.
You eat sardines for 72 hours?
The first can that you have, it starts when the first can is opened, and then the 72 hours later, you open the last can. Literally.
How many cans are we eating?
So she said that you can eat whatever you feel. However, you're going to be full because it's protein. It gives you the full feeling because it's protein. So you don't have it's like a meal replacement, right?
Okay.
So it's like the same effect as like a protein shake or whatever. But I'm serious. Like literally it improves your skin, like skin glowing because of the omega 3s. I've never had sardines before, by the way. I don't know what they taste like at all. I'm going to be doing a video later of me trying it for the first time. But let me tell you though, there's a girl on TikTok. Her name is Danielle Holmes. She's very successful. She did it, you guys, and you should see her before and after. And she's like legit eating the sardines on camera. Like, I kid you not. She lost 60 pounds. And
in 72 hours?
No. Shut up.
You said 72 hours.
No.
Yeah.
The sardine diet, you do it for 72 days. However, if you maintain 72 hours.
Oh.
Shut it. You know what I'm saying? 72 hours. But you maintain it, like you incorporate it into your
so you do
daily journey.
Okay,
like let's say you have eggs for breakfast or whatever, and then you have sardines for lunch around 3. You're done for the day because you have 2 high protein meals with water and stuff like that, but you don't eat anything else for the rest of the day. You do that continuously for 30 days. You're literally going to see the weight drop off of you. So the doctor explained it like this. It sends your body into automatic ketosis. So how people do the keto diet, it's not a diet. It just sends your body into ketosis, basically. And so your body begins to respond that way. And it's like, okay, we're in ketosis. You get what I'm
in osmosis. I'm
about to be in osmosis.
Damn.
I'm serious.
The people doing
you guys, I'm going to report back to the group because, so here's the tea. Me and Greg, we got invited to go on a sponsor cruise that the Lord told me was going to happen. Giles, you know, I called him. I was like, I feel like we're going to get invited to go on this amazing brand trip. I don't know. The Lord told me to get my stuff together. He said, you need to wash, you need to pack in faith. I got an email. We're going on a 5-day cruise. And I didn't even tell y'all. At first, they said Dominican Republic. Last week, they texted us and said they had to change the port to Turks and Caicos.
Oh, that's lit.
So
is that the only place y'all stopping?
No, we're going to Turks and Caicos first, and then it goes from Miami to Turks and Caicos to the Bahamas, and then back to Miami.
Oh, that's dope. That's nice.
So I'm gonna be on that sardine diet because I refuse to be on this cruise giving big body biz. I'm not giving Maybach music on this cruise at all.
I'm gonna stand by. I'm serious.
My case is right there. It just came.
You bought a case
of sardines. Let me y'all want me to get it? Let me go get it.
Go get the sardines. Go get the sardines. Show the people the sardines.
Woo! Hold on. Y'all look. Because right I think I'm playing.
Not a case of sardines. Y'all.
It's wild caught. So it's healthy.
Not wild caught.
It's healthy. And this, I'm not a doctor, so y'all don't come for me and be like, that's not healthy.
In the world?
Look it. See? Wild caught extra virgin olive oil.
Sardines and extra virgin olive oil.
They said that's the best way to get it. Now, let me tell you how they described it for real. They said if you like smoked salmon, it's... Yeah, I promise you. Look at it. They said if you like smoked salmon, it's like that. It's like that. And it's like better than tuna because they said tuna has a lot of mercury in it. A lot of times people use tuna as a meal replacement, but tuna is rich in mercury. Now, they did say don't eat too much of these because
not the Surgeon General's warning. They did say.
I don't know if this has been validated.
So what's the limit? How many cans of sardines can you eat before
72 hours
in the ER?
No, it's not giving ER for real. They actually have a lot of properties, especially magnesium too.
How many cans of sardines is in here?
Now let me see. I think it's a 12.
1,700 grams of omega-3.
See, I told you that. Let me see. Yes, omega-3 fatty acids. I'm telling you, it's great for your skin. It's like how people have to take iron pills and stuff like that. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Or like the fish pill.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why they take that. So
hey, Jesus made them. Maybe it's something.
Now this is not the Wild Planet brand.
Yeah, this is something seasoned. It got Snow White on there.
I don't know what brand this is, but I'll let you know. I'm gonna follow me on TikTok and Instagram because I'm gonna be trying them. Shameless plug. But yes.
Oh my Lord.
Now what's the oat Zempic?
I told you it's a cup of oats, a cup of water, and half a lime, and then you blend it. And
so you have to make it.
Yeah, it makes like a smoothie, I guess. I don't know what to call it. You drink it.
I feel like this phenomenon is like back in the day when everyone was doing the spicy lemonade. Remember that? With the water, lemon juice, cayenne pepper.
Yes.
And it was like an appetite curver.
Yes. I also tried the saltwater one year. It was like you drink a 8-ounce glass of warm salt water. Y'all, don't do it. When I tell y'all,
I thought that was just if you're constipated. Why would that be?
Well, it was supposed to. It's almost like you taking the cleaner.
Oh, it cleans you out.
Yeah, it cleans you out. Oh, it cleaned me out.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Josh gonna throw that in the trash.
Move these sardines.
Josh gonna throw it right on out.
Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna keep everyone updated on my journey.
I'm interested to know. I want to know.
I'm serious about this because honestly, I work out a lot. I really do, but the eating is where I lose it.
They call it food noise.
What is it called?
Food noise. I'm congested.
Noise with an N.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like the food choices that you make, like it's food noise. Like think about like noise in your head.
Oh, I see.
It's not allowing you to make good choices, basically, or you're either overeating or you're not eating the right things.
So this is the thing, because I'm working out. Like I will literally run 4 miles. Like I'm probably gonna run shortly after we record.
You'd be hungry.
Yes, and I'm burning. My body is burning, so I feel that hunger. And then instead of eating something that is healthy and fulfilling that hunger, I'm eating like Whataburger.
Yeah. That's why meal prep is important too.
Yeah.
So that the food is already there. You're like, what's there?
That's the problem too. Because it's like, if I don't know what the kids are eating for dinner or I don't have anything prepared, it's just like, all right, well, I'm about to go get them Chick-fil-A.
Yo, in marriage counseling, they say that's like one of the number one fights. Well, not number one.
Like not having dinner or money?
Like, what are we eating? Like what's like?
They said that in there? Really?
Mm-hmm. Not number one, but it's like always.
I don't think for us it's not, because thank God I married a husband that loves to cook, and the man can cook. Like the food be bussin'. So I don't think for us it's not an argument ever. It's just a matter of like we just don't know. I'll be like, what do you think? And he's like, what do you think? Like, what should we do? Yeah. So I think if we properly meal planned, it would make dinner time more cohesive. Yeah. And when we do it, it goes really well. Yeah. But I can't see people argue. Why would they be arguing about that?
Not arguing, but I don't know if arguing is the right word. But like that same thing you just said. I don't know.
Oh,
why you didn't think about it? I don't know.
Oh, I see.
I cooked the last time. Why you know that type of vibe. So basically, the context was, when things are not good in a marriage, those are the type of issues that can take the marriage over the line. Mm-hmm.
That's true. But I think that could be the boiling point. If you're at the edge anyway,
if you're at the edge,
anything's gonna make you jump. Yeah. If I'm already at the edge,
like a case of sardines.
You can say, "What did you eat my last case of sardines?"
Right, exactly.
It's like, well, sit on the counter for 2 weeks. Right. You eat it like
it was sit on the counter for 2 weeks. Ooh, baby.
Well, it's just like think about this.
Oh yeah, tuna.
When you go to the grocery store, tuna's right there on the shelf.
What's the science behind that? How can something sit around?
Well, they have an expiration because you think about it. If it has salt preservatives in it, the salt is preserving the food for a certain amount of time. Yeah. But once the expiration is, once it expires, it expires. You know what I mean? But the salt is what's preserving it. It's just like jarred sauces and stuff. The preservatives is what's giving it shelf life. Yes. And so that's essentially what it is.
I have knowledge of preservatives.
I mean, she asked, right, guys? I was just providing clarity.
But tuna seems like its shelf life is a whole lot longer than anything else.
Or it just seems like it should be like in the fridge because it's fish. Like, like something about fish on the shelf. But the sardines I got came from Amazon. You can also get Wild Planet on Amazon as well. And they'll ship it right to you. So, I mean,
this is something. This episode took a turn because
I'm telling you,
what are we talking about?
I'm really inspired and I'm really feeling good about
That's one thing I think I mentioned before that I really have to like get under control is all this weight I gained in the past couple of years from having these kids. And
but how old is Maverick? Only like 4 months, right?
4 months.
Girl, 4 months ago, you guys. I mean, come on.
I'm just saying.
What are you doing in 4 months to just?
I could be at the gym.
Do the sardines.
If I honestly,
in the gym.
I wouldn't be opposed to trying something if it's healthy and natural. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do something unrealistic that I can't maintain, which is like, I don't have any qualms about like a jumping off point where it's like if people use Wegovy or Manjaro or Ozempic to like if you
what is it? Manjaro.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like the same type of thing. It's Wegovy is one. They have Manjaro is another one, and then they have Ozempic. It's like several.
I'm not using Manjaro. I'm not. No shade, no tea, but anything called Manjaro, I'm not putting it in my body. Excuse me. Like what?
I can't wait. That's one of them. But like, if you really need something to kind of jumpstart you, like,
but some of the girls, honestly, like some of the girls that are utilizing those medicines, I don't shade them at all because, if your doctor's like, "Yep, this is safe for you to use," and you use it, cool. Some of them look amazing. Like some of the women that I've seen,
listen, I'm not opposed to it. I asked
and she said,
"Y'all, I have my OB, my 6-week appointment. That was the first thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about birth control, and I wanted to talk about how can I get this weight off.
It was she said no.
She told me no. She said we're going to try fruits and vegetables.
What's her nationality?
She's Asian.
Yeah, that's why she.
Yeah. She said we're gonna try the fruits and vegetables. We're gonna try. We're gonna do chicken breast, not the chicken with the bone. I said, I need you to give me my stuff.
I'm done.
And she told me, well, I have an appointment on the 25th of this month. So that appointment was in January. Mm-hmm. And she said we can revisit the topic in 3 months. So baby, I've been eating, baby.
First of all,
I've been eating. I hope I gain about 5 pounds. So I'm about to be like, listen, Dr. Lee.
I think you can just tell her, like, I would like to try this. If it's safe for me to do it, I would like to at least try it.
Yeah. Or if you deny me of it, I need you to put it in my chart that I asked for it.
Chart it. Put it on my chart.
But
I
no,
don't
she
know.
said we can revisit it at this next appointment. So I'll finna bring it back up again.
I think for me, what it really is I really want to get a breast reduction. That's really where I'm at.
Yes, which I did in 2020.
It was it 2020?
Yeah, like
you can watch Raina's breast reduction video on YouTube. By the way, it's like 10,000 views. I looked at it the other day. I was like, wow,
but
that's excellent.
It was at the height of the pandemic, so I was like, why am I doing this? Like, is this a mistake? But it was the best thing. It was the best.
I really want one. I'm just really petrified of surgery, and I feel like, God forbid, because I know it would never be my portion. Something goes wrong, I would blame myself because it's like I wanted this for me, and I didn't. It wasn't a necessary surgery. It's something that I wanted, so I put myself at risk.
I wouldn't say it's not a necessary surgery because if it's a quality life, if it's a quality of life issue, it is a necessary surgery.
It is a quality of life issue. At this point, I feel like I'm just so. I feel like how you felt when you were like, this is it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I never felt like that before.
I could not see my stomach at all.
That's how I feel. And I feel like no matter how much weight I lose, because my breasts are so big that it's like,
you don't really see
you don't see it, or you feel like the majority of the weight, like I'll still step on a scale. And I know that the reason why I was reading this is because I have so much
Let me tell you, I'm so glad that I did that before I had kids.
Yeah.
Because my boobs are bigger now than they were when I got it done. So imagine.
Really?
Girl, you want me to pull up the picture?
No, I'm okay. Because I can show you, baby.
Yes.
Take your word for it.
But when I tell you it was, because, you're experiencing it. I could not take another moment. I couldn't do it. I said I need to go. But see,
that's my thing, because I am considering. So don't y'all come on here, because y'all know how y'all do.
Y'all, I'm so considering. Sorry. I know I sound terrible.
Having another child next year. So
you should wait.
I feel like,
well, no, maybe not.
Because everyone's like, oh, if you can have another child, then don't do this surgery. But I feel like you did it, and it worked in your favor, because now you're good.
I think whether or not you're going to have a natural birth, you should consider, because I wouldn't want to do 2 surgeries back to back. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not having let me put this on the record. I'm not having another C-section. No, I'm not doing it. I don't care who I have to talk to.
Yeah, because August going to be 3.
I'm not having another C-section.
If you had a baby next year, that means you got to get pregnant this year.
No. Let me tell you what I told Greg Sherman. This is real talk. I said we could potentially explore having another child next year, but I need to have the best summer. I need a child next year, or pregnancy. No, next year? Pregnancy next year. Okay. Pregnancy next year. Okay. I want a summer like I've never summered before. You know how Norbit was outside with that wine cooler? Go Norbit. That's what I need to have in order to be like, all right, cool, I'm good. I can see that. I can have another baby, because my thing is it's not even about the party aspect or anything like that. It's just I want us to be able to travel and have experiences with the kids that we have, because we're talking about going on like a little Savannah trip or whatever with the kids. I want to do that before I go back into the newborn stage. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm like, if we can do everything that we say we're going to do within this time span, then I can consider it. Yeah, I can consider it. I also have to do a lot of different things. Like I have to go see my cardiologist and just make sure I'm fit to carry another baby. But if they say, this is what you need to do, I'll consider doing it. Maybe try. I'm gonna be fasting. I need all my prayer warriors and intercessors. That is a big decision to fast about, because you got the. It wouldn't be totally starting over, because. Nothing. Hell. Oh my gosh. You wouldn't be totally starting over, because August is only 3, so it's not like he's 14 or something, but it is a starting over point. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, y'all, this episode has been so funny, in my opinion, and I don't know what we talked about, honestly. Keep y'all posted. We talked about sardines. I'm gonna be keeping everyone abreast on the sardine ministry, and abreast on the sardines, and abreast on the bread. How you not supposed to say that? And this is your message to make sure you're encouraging yourself, speaking positively into yourself and about yourself. Yes. Not tearing yourself down. Let's make a goal, guys. Yes. Once a day at least. Say something nice to yourself. And just say something nice. Yes. About yourself, outwardly or inwardly. And leave a comment below. And let us know. What you said. This week I said to myself, X, Y, and Z. I encouraged myself this way. Just something below, and we'll share it on next week's episode. We hope you guys enjoyed this. And until next time, this is Lo.
And this is Ray. Pray for me and my boogies.
Oh boy. Cheapers. Bye, guys. We'll catch you next time.